All right, people. All right. How you guys doing? And we just want to go ahead and just intro you into the podcast. So here we go. Okay, wonderful. Now we want to welcome you on Nouveau Reach and also on Twitch. So we're streaming live on Twitch as well, and then you'll see my YouTube there too. So definitely go on there, make a comment, and if you happen to have any questions or anything like that. So we are live today. So we've been dealing with goals, and we've been talking about how to apply those goals, things that we need to do to be able to help bring those goals alive. And here's the last segment that we're going to teach about the goals and the things that's pertaining to that. And this is about a vision board. Now, vision boards are powerful, and I'm going to give you one number one secret behind that vision board that's going to cause that vision board to come alive. And oftentimes people don't know this section. So whether you want to go out and buy the materials and create a vision board so you can put it on your wall and you can see it, that's powerful because you're keeping it right before your eyes. They have vision board apps on your phone, being that we're on our phones all the time. That's our new normal, right? People been on their phones all the time. You can literally go on your app and create a vision board for yourself, so you can remind yourself, even when you're going through tough times, on what the things that you're working on and the goals and the dreams that you're trying to achieve for your life. And so that's the reason why vision boards are they're powerful. You can write down your vision. That's wonderful. But sometimes people need both. They need the visual and they also need the written to kind of match those up so you can find something that's close to what you're looking for. Don't have to be exact. It can be the type of car you're looking for, the type of house, with the picket white fence in the front, with the red door on it,
Get the picket fence.
So whatever it is, you want to be able to see something visual because we do it all the time, right? So when you go out and you go look at a new car, you're trying to get something in front of you. You go out and you go looking at houses just to see what's out there on the market and see all the new technology that's coming about. And it causes you to dream and want to be able to reach those dreams. And a lot of people struggle with that. So if you're one that just can't just look at the words and that stuff keep you motivated, you're going to need to literally put something physical in your face that you know that's going to help change your mood every time you look at it, every time you participate, every time you look at it every morning. I suggest that you look at it every morning before you get started. And if you're spiritual, if you're a believer, you get your prayer time and stuff in, but then visualize that stuff, look at it, and then before you go to bed. And that's going to keep you motivated to get to the things that you're going to get to. So we want to welcome you all out here tonight, and we are going to get started with the number one secret as it pertains to how to the number one secret on how to create a vision board that gets results. There's just one major thing that'll cause you to get results. And a lot of times people have failed at vision boards. I have too as well. Now it's time for me to revamp my vision board, even as we're speaking. So I'm definitely going to do that, because we all have challenges. We all have things that's taking place. So I'm definitely going to reset mine and cast my vision out to something different. Okay. And so here we are today. So let's go ahead and let's look at. I'm getting used to this whole new platform. Okay, if you will, I want to go ahead and take care of some business. This is our website. It's connected directly to our YouTube, which is powerful. And you go in there and you click the video. You'll see this video in waiting, the one that we're on now, and you click on it. It'll take you directly to our YouTube and something very powerful that you can do to help us out. You can like it. You can subscribe to our channel, and then you can hit the notification bell. So anytime we go live, you are there and you see us and you see the things that are taking place. And then you write a comment, if you have any questions. And, and then just go check our website out totally. And that's going to help us out, and share it with your friends and family. Thank you for that. That's our commercial. All right. So, what is a vision board? I went through that a little bit at the beginning. Vision board is something that you can even put, you can write a vision out, all right, and write out things that you're looking to achieve. That's what vision boards are, writing vision out. You're looking at things that you want to achieve for your life and for your family's life and those type of things. So, you want to be able to, get that vision in place. And we'd like to thank Keon for showing up here today, man. Thank you very much. And thank you for showing up, man. Like that photo, brother. Yeah. And so what is a vision board? All right. A vision board is something that you go out and you find things that you're looking for, that you're trying to achieve, whether it be a lifestyle change or whether it be, just any type of thing you can think of, whether it be challenges, things that you're trying to change about your personality. If there's people that are operating kind of like in a personality that you want to kind of operate on, you want to be a little bit more focused on trying to get those things in place. So it takes you being intentional. Vision boards will help you keep your vision in place. It'll help you with being intentional and being mindful about the things that you're doing. And then you're trying to make those changes, right? Whether it be for health, wealth, or whatever. A vision board will help you stay on track to get the things that you want to get to. Now, I'm a person, I can keep a lot of things in my mind. I can do a lot of things, but I'm finding out now that I'm needing to go re-implement these things and re-implement these things and challenge myself to be able to kind of stir that passion and stir those juices up, those creative juices, and keep me going. So that's where we are. So a vision board is something that you're trying to achieve, things that you're trying to put into place, whether it be starting a business. What type of mindset is going to take for you to have to start a business, right? I don't know if you guys know it, and but this economy is a different type of economy. It's kind of reminding me, even though I'd never lived in that era, it kind of reminded me before the Industrial Revolution came into place, that everybody was working for themselves and they were bartering, they were doing different things. Because now when you look at it, the gas prices are high, people are having to partner up and team up, make stuff happen. All right. You go to California, people are having to do different types of things because the housing is outrageous, right? And so things are kind of shifting. People that had their bitcoins, you looked at bitcoins, it was at $60,000, now it's at $19,000. People have literally lost everything. Your 401ks, I'll tell you something. Your 401ks are 01ks, because I lost over 70% of the value of mine. And I'm 51. So it's time to make some transition. And I remember when 2008 happened, and I remember seeing all of these people that was in their late 50s that was on television that did all the right things. They made all the right investments. But when 2008 hit, they were on television crying, literally crying, because they had lost 60, 70, 80% of the value off of their retirement. And the one man looked into the camera, a professional guy who went to college, did all the right things. And he said, I had over $1 million in my investments. And then he says, now I'm down to nothing and I got to work until I'm 70, 80, 90 years old. So the economy has shifted. Things are changing. Moves are being made by certain governmental people. And, when we look at people, there's some people behind this stuff, right? And they're trying to get rid of the middle class. So we got to make a determination on what are we going to do. So your vision has to shift. If your vision is to work for a company for 20 years, it's not happening. I'm going to tell you what, these things have shifted.
You're going to be tired at the end.
Listen, you're going to listen. And I saw an image and I declare right now, I saw this image of older people having to supplement their incomes. And they're at Walmart greeting because things have gone wrong. And so you have to keep it. That's right, Craig. I'm going to put that up.
Yep.
That's right, Craig. You got to keep your money moving today. Because if you don't keep it moving, somebody's going to move it for you. All right. Somebody's going to move it for you. I want to thank Craig for being here. Craig is getting ready to make that transition over to Spain again, and that is powerful. That brother is living his dream. That's awesome, awesome
You
stuff.
know, it's interesting that you say that because I've been thinking about my 401k, that is relatively nice, um, and I was thinking about actually transitioning it and taking the tax cut
And
and maybe making doing some other moves because it if we sit and let it die,
mm,
it won't grow as fast as it died. Like it won't reaccumulate as fast as it died.
that's right.
So, the possibility of taking it out and putting it into something else and making a different decision is something I'm really thinking about.
Exactly. And so one of the things is that and what we're going to foster here with Nouveau Reach, we're going to start the whole mastermind deal. And one of the great things about the mastermind deal that we're going to start, right, is the Facebook groups, right? And in those groups, we're going to get in there. We're going to bring other people in that have certain expertise concerning financing, that's out there literally living it and doing it and making it happen. That's right, Keon. And like bringing professionals in like that. So that's the kind of thing we want to kind of foster, especially, we're open to helping everybody and coaching anybody, but our main focus in this season that we're in is helping men, right? And being there for men and coaching about emotional intelligence, teaching people about REBT. That's the relative emotive behavioral therapy. Teaching you how to get past all the stuff that's in your mind and in your heart that men face and that we go through. And then trying to get us to the place where we're bringing people in to help us level up to that next level so that we can really be safety nets and providers for our families, our future families, or whatever it may be, or whether, get yourself in position to start getting your money together in different ways, right? And so that's powerful, right? And so that's where we are at this point. We're going to make those transitions and make those shifts. So let me get back over here and get back into the the vision aspect of. So he said a vision board is something that you taking pictures out of a magazine. That's typically how people will do it. They'll look through magazines and get like the best looking house. Not trying to, for Christian people, we have to say this for Christian people because Christian people struggle, right? We struggle because of the way we've been taught, and we go, "Well, I don't want to be coveting somebody else's stuff." Okay. And that causes a lot of us to struggle and not go after certain things, right? So in order to get past that, you got to understand something. You go do it when you go look at a house. Well, that house don't belong to somebody. It could possibly have somebody probably have already closed in on it. So now in that frame of thinking, the way we think, you've already uncovered it on somebody else's stuff already, right? So we got to get past a lot of this stuff that hinders us and causes us not to be able to make those to pull the trigger and make those changes, right? And so
Well,
go ahead.
let me drop something in there, Chris. I think one of the powerful directives that you can do in that case scenario where we say looking at something and keeping something before you.
Mhm.
Um, the idea that you're coveting someone else's house is not necessarily what you're doing. What you're doing is putting yourself in the mindset of seeing what
That's
someone else has achieved
exactly.
and going after that type of achievement. It's no different than being in the workplace. You and a friend are highly competitive in the workplace. Your friend gets promoted before you do.
Hmm.
You still want to become some sort of manager or regional director or whatever the case may be. He may or she may want to move up or move laterally and go to a different department or something of that nature. It's still the idea that you want to move forward. It's not the idea that you want what someone else has. It's the idea that you want to reposition yourself. And this is what that looks like. Because I've been looking at model homes for 12 years. I haven't bought a home yet, but I've been looking at model homes for 12 years. And I go all the time. And it's actually a pastime that my son genuinely enjoys. Max absolutely loves going to look at model homes. He, I think 3 weeks ago, asked me about it, and we haven't really had time to jump into it. But that's something that he has gone along with that journey, and I want to see what it's like for him once we get to the place of buying a home and saying this is our space. Remember all these pictures and all these rooms that you saw, things that you saw here. Um, this idea of putting this particular thing here or putting a plant in a certain space, seeing a type of a lamp that you may have seen in a model home that you haven't seen in a different, that you haven't seen in a store, and you have to go research it. Like, those are the kind of things that kind of help you gravitate a
a
vision
vision.
and pull it together, and then it's in one place. So it's not the idea of stealing someone else's dream or taking what someone else has. It's the idea that you are positioning yourself with the thing that you want in front of you, so you can go after it.
Exactly. And that and I'm glad you stepped in and explained it that way, because that is powerful. Because the reality is that there are a lot of things that we are taught oftentimes that doesn't have enough clarity to it, and how we are, where we come from, can cause us to kind of limit ourselves, because limiting beliefs are something that we're all born with, right? That stuff,
Mhm.
all it happens because of upbringings, the whole nine yards. So we have to learn how to challenge those things, and oftentimes people just don't challenge them because they don't know how to challenge those. Man, you guys are dropping some gems in here, man. I appreciate that. He says, don't place yourself in a box. It says we put limitations on our success by the way that we think. That is so true, man. You came in on time, brother. It looked like you need to be on the panel tonight too.
Right? Get
Yeah,
on in here and talk. Say
yeah,
what you got
man.
to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we're gonna definitely do that soon. We're gonna do that soon, man. To have you guys blast it all over your Facebook, and we'll have some people on here to just drop some gems, man. And I would definitely like to talk to Craig about this transition he's getting ready to make to Spain, and how he's doing that, and what that's going to look like for him. That's going to be powerful, man. Um, because that might be an option for a lot of people. I know I'm looking at that option to leave the country and still do business here in the United States, because we have the power of the internet, right? And I want to be able to do that and live between the two. But there's a lot of stuff that has to happen for me to be able to make that happen. So there's a lot of groundwork that I'm doing, like, all the stuff that we're doing on YouTube. Man, I had to learn a lot, and I'm learning a lot. And Javon is being pushed because I'm pushing him in some areas, you know, creating thumbnails. Oh yeah. So because and before you know it, man, he's gonna be knocking it out the park, and he's already doing good stuff already. And so I definitely want to admonish that. So a vision board is, first and foremost, a vision board is a tool to help you focus. It's throughout your life. You've gathered ideals, hopes, dreams that you wish to experience. So if you want to travel abroad, you can't just jump up tomorrow and say, "Hey, I'm going to travel abroad." Man, that's some planning. That's some focusing that you have to do to make sure that you're going to be doing well. So
If you can't jump up, then that's not a vision. That's just your life.
yeah, you got the means to make it happen. That's what it is, and that is well noted. Some people have it like that.
Yeah.
Some people have it like that. Man, listen, I'm not mad at you, not one bit, and I don't envy you. I celebrate you. you know.
Well, I think that draws distinction too, where you can look at that. That's good. The distinction between a vision and an instant reality are different.
Mhm.
If you have the money to be able to leave the country or just get up and go on vacation next week because you can reschedule your life, you
Mhm.
can take your kids out of school or maybe they're homeschool, you can get your wife and they can go because you guys have the money, you have the finances, you have the ability, there's stability, all the things are in place, then that's not something you need a vision about because it doesn't take you anything to do it.
You're already there.
The vision has to be for something that is intangible at the
Mhm.
moment.
Yeah.
And that require and that's the thing is like I think what's interesting is like you and I when we first talked about the whole vision board thing is like
Mhm.
um I've done I would like to think that I've done visions. I just haven't put it on a board. Um but when me and my wife we first got married, we kind of sat and we talked about some things that we wanted to do.
Mhm.
Just idealistically, you know, how we wanted to live our life and how we want our marriage to function. But even every year, Courtney reminds me that on our anniversary, we need to sit and talk about our marriage. We need to talk about parenting and our kids and what we would like to see over the next year, what
Yeah.
we would like to see individually, and what we would like from God.
Yeah.
And she's faithful to remind me of those things, and we sit and we talk about them. I feel like I was a little negligent this year, but I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna get my life together because
You
my
know,
wife is worth it.
listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. That's the power of having a partner, um, to be able to help you with that. That's the power of having a partner to be able to help you stay focused, right? Because in reality, this is how I see it. When you have a partner that that cares about how the family is living and
Hmm.
what the family is going to be like, and the values that you guys have agreed upon on how that's going to happen, and two are better than one. Two are better than one in the sense to where everybody knows their roles, right? Two-headed monster is danger, right? Because you got you got two different brains going opposite directions, right? But there's just this level of agreeableness, right, that you have, and then that person will help keep you on track, help build you up, and keep things in focus. Um, and so yeah, like Keon was saying, the vision has to be something we reach for. That's important. And because if you don't have to reach for it, man, that's just listen. That's not a vision. That's just something that you're able to obtain and make happen because you have the wherewithal. So just like well, we talked about it. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna throw in a scripture here, Deuteronomy 8:18. Here we go. What does it say? It says, "But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, that it is he that giveth thee power to do what? To get wealth, that he may establish his covenant with which he swore unto thy fathers, and as it is this day." So the purpose why I wanted to bring that up, if you go and read Deuteronomy 7, you realize that the people have forgot about God, right? They forgot about him and they turned around and they started saying it was their own means. So as believers, we got to help believers, right? Um, because I think a lot of believers, for the most part, are afraid that they're going to get out of the will of God, and so therefore, it's a lot of stuff that we don't go after because we are literally struggling with those aspects of it. So I want to help your spirit out real quick, right? Here's the powerful thing: don't forget Him, keep Him first. But there are dreams and visions that He's already given you to be able to go after, and as long as you're keeping Him first, you're following Him, and and I think a lot of us, we just lack the balance and everything. God don't mind you going after stuff, but balance has to be there. Now, having that balance is a scary thing for a lot of people, right? They don't know how to keep that balance. Sometimes you're going to be out of balance, right? And that's the reason why you need to have your vision written down to pull you back on track, to keep you back focused in the areas that you need to stay focused in, right? And so that's the importance of it. Um, let's see. So now we go back to and so the purpose of that passage, like I was saying, is that they had forgot about God. They went on their own strength because of their negligence of forgetting about Him. So this is for our people that are believers, and for those that are not believers, hey, whatever you have to do to be able to please whatever you're serving or whatever you're worshiping or whatever, for our standpoint, this is where we are and this is how we function under it, right? And so our worldview is on the foundation of Christ. but it doesn't alleviate. I've seen people without Christ achieve dreams and visions, right? But
Mm-hmm.
and they're successful. You look at most of the world's billionaires and stuff, they're doing it, all right? And but we have to know how to function in this world, and there's a piece of the pie that we can grab hold to and get things done for what we're called to do, right? And so that's the whole importance to what we're doing as it pertains to vision and dreams. And so don't forget him. The covenant that he spoke to us, he's going to fulfill it as long as we remember him and don't forget him and we keep him first, right? Seek ye first the kingdom of God. And if we seek ye first
With
him,
all
huh?
his righteousness.
Yeah, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto, where's the church music at? To thee. All right. So we're dealing with what is manifest. What is manifest? I'm gonna give you because vision boards will help keep you on focus, keep you focused, and it will when you have that stuff visually in front of you, before you know it, everything emotionally, mentally, and spiritually will start lining up and start seeing that very thing, and then you'll start noticing things changing about how you're moving about in this world, right? You'll start changing. Now, Javon, let me ask you, when it comes down to you, like you have been looking at trucks, right?
Yes,
When you were looking at the trucks, it looks like you're frozen. I don't know why. Oh, there you go. You back.
I'm here.
All right. When you were looking at trucks, I noticed something. You were consumed with it because like when we get on the calls with each other, you'll talk about the trucks you went and saw. Just another stuff shifted in you because your mind was set on, hey, I need to get me a truck, and everything about your conversation when we were talking in that moment, you started
Hmm.
heading towards that direction, and you started walking as if that truck was getting ready to manifest in your world, right? So, and so
It
here,
is still about to manifest in my world, sir.
exactly,
It's
exactly.
still about to.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. So I noticed the conversation shifted, the mindset shifted, and everything started headed in that direction because he had something in his mind that he had his mind on that he was going to get, period, and that he's going to get there. So there's a way to get there, right? Part of our strategy here, he has his business plans that he want to get into place that's going to help him get there. YouTube is a more longer term strategy, which we're going to get there in that way. But here's what manifest or manifesting is. It means to display or show a quality or a feeling. It is to display or show a quality or feeling by one's acts or appearance. Demonstrate. The second one meaning is is it says be evidence of or to prove, right? So so here it is. It means to display or show a quality or feeling by one's acts or appearance and demonstrate. Then it also means to be evidence of of everything that you're fighting for, right? That you have envisioned or prove it. So vision board categories and vision board ideals. So what can be a vision board? Here we go. Here's some things that can be vision boards, right? That you can kind of get things together. You can have health, wellness, family life, relationships, career goals, love, life values, personal development, travel, spiritual development, wealth, prosperity, or community goals. I had plans for this to look a lot different, but it was all stacked. But we have so many characters here, so it smushed it all together. So these are some things. So my challenge to you, the ones that are watching and the ones that are going to watch in the future, is to do this very thing. Write down what category that you're going to go in as it pertains to a vision board, and write that down. And it has to be detailed. And I'm going to give you that one secret that's going to cause this vision board thing to go off the charts for you. All right. So write down the category in which you want to focus on. Be detailed about what you want in that, and know this as you go on with writing your vision board. Whether you choose to put it download an app that keeps your vision board before you, or if you choose to go buy a poster board, buy magazines, and pull stuff out, and paste it on there. There's something a little bit more visual that you can hang in your room. So every time you wake up in the morning, you see it, and it motivates you and keeps you in track. And I can hear some believers right now. I don't need all that. I got Jesus. Good, good.
You know what I say to those people? Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King.
Exactly.
That's exactly what they're gonna be doing. Is
Well,
looking
we started
Jesus.
out earlier with the goal setting, right? We talked about how many dreams and visions, and there's a lot of believers that die with the best part or unreleased things in them, right?
That's right.
And they go to the grave. We say the most expensive place in the world is the grave of unfulfilled dreams and visions that God placed in people. Now you got some people that's irrational about stuff. You know, they want to go to American Idol and sing and they can't sing. All right. You remember those days? Those were the funniest videos on television during that time. You
Hmm.
I don't know. You one of them. Don't.
No, sir. I never had my. You know, it's crazy. I have never, ever, ever desired to sing, but I feel like I would be one of those people if I could sing. I tell people at work all the time, I would still be sitting right here with you singing,
Yeah.
even if I could sing, because it's just not me. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I appreciate that, Keon, man. And help us build that community up, man, by sharing this, joining all our platforms and those type of things. That is going to help us out because we are going to be YouTube famous. Y'all might as well get ready for it. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to stop that. We are making it to that level. YouTube famous. Yes, sir. All right. Brother Craig says, with Christ, we can enjoy a fullness that wealthy people today and past did not and will not. Amen. I understand that, brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you find the area that you're trying to get your vision in, right? Here's the thing that's going to drive that thing together. And oftentimes, and this is where we want to build this community up with brothers to start really tapping into the whole emotional intelligence. That's scary for a lot of brothers, and here's the reason why: because um, we always say that women are more emotional than men, right? For the most part, that's true. But here's the key: we're all emotional, but
That's right.
people with high EQ or emotional intelligence wind up succeeding and outperforming those with high IQ, hands down. That always happen. They got the degree, they know how to build websites, they're real technical and stuff like that. And people look at them and think they're the smartest thing in the room. But the people that outperform them are the ones that have high emotional intelligence. And they outperform them hands down, embarrass them and because they're able to outperform and outwork them because their emotions are in alignment. And I see that happening a lot when I worked with the Hilton and we were selling timeshares. The people that was most successful were the people that had high levels of EQ, which was that emotional intelligence. They did not let nothing bother them at all. Like somebody just cursed them out and stuff like that. They hung the phone up, they get off the phone clapping. All right, man, we get ready to knock this out the park. Next. And then the next 5 calls, they'll knock it out the park on all the 5 calls. And I remember one of my struggles when I was at the call center stuff, because I was just going through some transitions in life. I was highly emotional because of the personal stuff that I had that was going on at that time when I was working for the Hilton. And then and then I was under this pressure cooker. I had to make something happen. And this was call center stuff, right? So I remember getting in there and I would bring these books and I would read these different books to kind of help me trying to make some shiftings. And man, immediately when I got into that phase where I learned how to control my emotions, when I learned how to control my emotions on those calls, I remember walking in one day and I walked through the door and I stood at the front door. There was a bunch of believers in there too. I'm talking about real believers. I walked through that front door. I said, today, I said, I'm going to knock it out. I said, I'm going to knock it out the park. I said, every call I'm closing. And that's the way that's what I said when I walked through the doors. So I got on the phone and the first call came through. The person was like, nope, go get you some business. And I was like, good, I got some. I'm getting ready to call the next person. So the next call that came through, I closed that one. And I'm going to show you, how when I got in that zone, when I learned how to control my emotions, I got in that zone. I forgot. I was so excited about that call. I forgot as soon as that call hung up. I forgot to put myself in the hold so I can finish up the deal. Another call came through, and I went on ahead and I closed that one, and I forgot it again because here I am like, man, I said I got two back to back, and I hit another one and sold that one too. So I had three back to back calls, and man, it was like, man, this dude's a rock star. I said, you better believe it. And then they turned around and they was up there celebrating me. I had to go put my stuff on the deal. I came back to the seat. I said, the next three calls I'm closing. And guess what happened? The next three calls I closed. And that was all before 12 o'clock. Because they try to tell you you get one deal or two deals before 12 o'clock. I got six before 12 o'clock. And then that afternoon, I got on that phone. I knocked it out the park again. I landed four more deals before I left that place. And I was in a rock star place. Now, did that happen all the time? No. But it was the controlling of the emotions. And then I had that vision of how I felt. And I remember looking at that when Michael Jordan was in that zone, he was that quote unquote sick game that he had. All right,
The flu game.
game, and everything he shot up was going up, and he shrugged his shoulders. I said, I remember how I felt that day, and that's the moment that I had. I said I had a
Yeah.
flu game moment, and I said and I was shrugging my shoulders, and everything I threw up went in the basket. All right, and so and everything that didn't go through, I didn't care because why? I had killed it, and I did what the average person didn't do in the first part of that morning or the second half of that morning, the second half of that day. So that stuff is powerful, man. So just want to encourage you. So here's the thing that changes it. Emotions, the proper emotions, cultivated emotions, will cause your vision to come alive. And it'll cause your vision to keep you fresh, even in down times, even in down economies, even in bad situations. It doesn't care if your house is on fire. If your emotions are in the right place and you added emotions to that vision, why are you trying to achieve those things? Are you just writing them down just to write them down? What type of emotion, when you look at the picture of the house, what kind of feeling does it give you? You got to attach an emotion to that. How does that make you feel when you go look at houses that is in the place that you want to go look at? How does your mood change when you go walk in those places? We go look at the car that you're going to look at, or you have the ideal woman that you're going to look for, right? Now, you got to pray about that other section now because, you can go for the looks, but you got to start digging. That's why I said be detailed. Personality, upbringing, type of things that she likes. That's going to be able. Is she a cultured person? Does she know how to handle herself amongst business people? That type of stuff. So you got to start doing those type of things, right? Or somebody that's flexible enough to be able to work in that world. So it's just all those things. So you got to be detailed about what you're writing and put those things down in order to achieve the goals that you're gonna go after. So everything on that board, when you look at that board, it ought to trigger a certain emotion out of you that will cause you to keep going and to keep moving and to apply this hands down. And so that's the number one secret behind fulfilling these vision boards or these mission boards. You can call it a mission board. I already know. I already hear believers right now. Oh, I'll do the mission more than I can do the vision. Oh, bless God. That's fine.
You
So
know what's really exciting, Chris?
what's that?
Um, you've brought up tons of things that we've talked about that I've always talked about and I always have vision for, and I kind of see down the road and things like that. Um, but actually, yesterday when I called you, we were on the way home from Naples, Florida, me and my wife, and we were hanging out yesterday to meet someone who's coming to join our family, whose name is Valor. Valor is a 6 week old golden retriever thoroughbred.
Yeah.
We went for the first time yesterday to meet Valor, and it was very, very cool. There's like 9 puppies, so we got like 5 hours of puppy love. Like,
Mhm.
you can't have any more love in one day than 9 puppies and 2 dogs in a room. all over you with the hair and the fun and the whining and the I want you and take me with you and the licking of the face and all of those wonderful things.
Yeah.
Um, and it was really cool because, like, I had never been with someone who had a full litter of dogs.
Yeah.
So it was a very cool experience. But on the way home, me and my wife were talking, and I asked her, I was like, how are you feeling about the whole scenario? Because obviously, it's going to be a little bit of work when she does come home with potty training and a schedule change and all of those wonderful things. Um, and she expressed her feelings and concern, and yet all of those overwhelm or oversight the excitement and warmth that she already brings to our home. And it's really interesting because she turned around and asked me the same question back. Um, and I told her, I was like, it's really a wonderful thing that my entire family gets to experience having a dog because we all love animals, like all of us.
Yeah.
Um, and we've dog sat for friends that we have. Um, and all of our kids love the dogs that we've dog sat for.
Yeah.
Well, what makes it really special is because I realized yesterday, and I had not thought about it in the whole process of us talking about
Excuse me.
maybe about 3 months now. Um, it didn't click to me till yesterday driving on the way home that um, when Valor gets here, she will be a completion of a vision.
Mm.
Um, because um, I have an autistic son, and I had already done the research before ever marrying my wife and things like that, that I wanted to have a dog for my son.
Mm.
But I mean, the first year um, that I really kind of knew that that's what was going on, I was like, he needs the companionship and a buddy. Um, and that's something that I remember having that thought process. I was like, I just wasn't at a place. I was a shared living experience, so I couldn't bring the dog into the shared living experience then. But I was like, I would love to have a dog for my son, and then just to have a family dog for that emotional and therapy support. Um, and I realized that on the drive home yesterday that is another um, piece of the vision that I've had for what my family life looks like
Mhm.
that's going to be complete in 2 weeks,
Wow.
and it was a really warming moment to think that, wow, I said that years ago, and really, for almost a year and a half thought about it. Obviously, where I was at that point in life, I couldn't do it, but to be now at this point, that's the power of the vision, is that you don't, even though you do need to focus on it, but I think putting it together and putting it before you and putting it before the Lord and
Mm.
saying, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after, and having a value that is more than just having things. It's not, this is creating a vision board. It's not like, I want to go to the Gucci store and buy these particular shoes,
Yeah.
but when I think about Valor coming home, and my wife was able to meet her yesterday, she spent about 2 or 3 minutes just weeping because it was um, so important to her, because she had lived without a dog for almost 3 years now. And she has almost always had a dog in her life.
Yeah.
And she didn't recognize how important and how intrinsical that was to her
Mm.
and what she loves about life. So that's why the vision board is really powerful. I think this is going to be something that, if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to sit and think about those things, um, reach out to us at our website, connect with us. Um, you can leave us comments in the chat. You can send us an email if you have questions, if you just want to talk. Um, this is a great space for that. That's what this whole space and the reason why me and Chris have come together to have these conversations. Because there are some things that are like this that men will only talk about with other men. So that's what this space is all about. Please connect with us. We have the link in the bio. Hit the like button on our YouTube if you want to subscribe. We're going to continue this conversation, not just this one, but a conversation in general about man stuff. There'll be some ladies that will come around, and they're welcome to join the space and talk. But it's to have a candid conversation with people who really want to have candid conversations about life and go somewhere in their life. And that's what this is really all about.
Exactly. And oftentimes you gotta we have to understand, and we're gonna get out of here soon. Um, there are not many spaces where men could talk. You're starting to see that happen a lot now, because YouTube has the doors that open with that. And and the funny thing is that the way that men came in was through this whole red pill, black pill, the manosphere thing. And when they came in, and I remember hearing this female coach, it was she was a relationship coach, and I remember seeing her and listening to the stuff that she was saying, and she was trying to give women game on how to deal with men, and one of the greatest sources to know how to deal with men is by talking to men, and they can tell you exactly what they like and what they don't like. But she said something. She shut down her whole channel. She had over 200 and something thousand people on her channel, and the type of advice that she was giving those sisters was kind of strange, because it was the type of advice that keep people single, right? But she was married, she had a father, and she said these important words before she shut down her channel. Her channel was making a lot of money, and she literally shut it down. She says, "Who told you guys that you can come in and kick the door down with combat boots?" She said, "Y'all should have asked us first. You don't just come in rudely like that the way y'all came in." Because brother was like, "I found YouTube and now I can talk without being, whatever." And you finding that with people finding relationships across the seas. I got my brother here, Pedro, man. Y'all gonna hear his story one day. Beautiful story. He's getting ready to get married soon. He found him a woman, and I hope you don't mind me sharing. Such a blessing, man. Such a blessing, and I've been around for the 3 years or so that he's been going through that journey, and now the doors are closed on that. Such a beautiful story, man. I'm so excited for him and his wife, and yeah, man, just such an awesome, awesome place, man. And he can share you about all his ups and downs. I know everybody on here married except me, and and Pedro's
You're
getting
gonna
ready.
get there.
Pedro's getting ready to get me. Oh no, it's definitely gonna happen, hands down, because I got that on my vision board, man. It's
Let's make sure
definitely.
we find the right one.
Oh no, oh yeah, absolutely. I don't come too far to be grabbing the wrong, opening the wrong door. And like I tell them all the time, I say I'm too old to be playing games like that and messing up big time. So there's going to be wisdom and peace and everything else in it. And so, man, listen, I'm so excited about you guys showing up tonight and showing us all this love, man. It's powerful, and we thank you for that. But here's the great thing: share it with other brothers. We got other videos on there. They're kind of long, like an hour long worth of stuff. Don't worry about that. I'm getting ready to splice all that up into like biteable moments, so you can just look at it, 10 to 15 minutes of it, and we're gonna have content. So I'm getting ready to go and hash all that stuff out, and you're gonna see some powerful stuff on it. Now we do have a Facebook group, and we're gonna start building that group up. It's gonna be our mastermind group, and like I stated, we're gonna be bringing people in of different areas to kind of make some stuff happen. Right. So we're excited about that. And listen, thank you so much. Like and share, comment, and we're gonna so we can grow this channel. And again, like we say, we're gonna be YouTube famous no matter what. It's definitely going to happen. So people have to get over. And we don't talk about haters around here because we don't even deal with that. We talked about that some time ago, how we don't deal with haters. So check this out before you leave, and thank you very much.